Hey everyone, it's Krystallee here. So, how do you deal with someone else's stress? So, you don't take it on as your own. So, you don't add to already your stressful plate of what you have going on. And this requires you to notice that you're even taking it on. Have you ever noticed that you're having a conversation with a loved one, somebody that you really are invested in, deeply invested in? And they tell you their issues, and all you want to do is try to solve it, try to help them through it, get them the answers that they're looking for, see better things happen for them. And that's great of you. That means that you have empathy, that you're a compassionate person, you're able to care, and that you have these good characteristics and qualities that show that you really think about others, you care about people. So, there's that fine line of wanting to be that supportive individual, help people find the answers. But then sometimes you get really invested in their situations, in their problems. And it starts adding or compounding onto you. And sometimes you just get entirely invested in it. You just full-fledged go into their issue and you take it upon yourself to help find the answers or make it happen for them or even take it on as part of your own. And so when you're noticing that you're maybe taking on problems or even just you're not actually taking them on, but you're inheriting their problems on a more emotional, mental level, meaning you're thinking about it all the time or you're trying to problem solve it or you're trying to come up with solutions. This is when it's time to step back because, and I'm speaking from experience here, being in a position where I always felt like I wanted to help solve people's problems. You tend to compromise yourself at a certain point where you're more focused on everybody else's outcomes, but you're not really sure how it'll affect you. You're not really certain about your own outcomes. Your life kind of takes a back seat at a certain point, and you're so focused on helping this person get through these times, these difficult times in their life. And that's when we've passed the boundary, the invisible boundary, or whatever you want to say, this threshold that you set out for yourself, or that maybe you haven't set out yet, but maybe you should consider it, that you don't pass a certain boundary at a certain point because then you're trying to problem solve for them. And let's be real. We all have a lot of things going on all the time. The last thing you want to do is take on somebody else's issues and try to solve it for them. But the best thing you could do is hold space and be available when you can, based on your schedule, based on what's going on in your life. Be available to them when you can to listen, to support, to hold space, to remind them of the person that they are and how they can get through this, and really give them ideas. But you can't solve their problems, just like someone else can't solve your problems. It all comes from you needing to evaluate things, find the answers for your own self. So this is a very personal job. This is something that you have to do. And as much as you have to do, other people have to do it as well. And some people are better at solving problems than others. That's just a given. And let's be honest, not everybody is even capable of solving their own problems or even want to. Some people have just subjected themselves to accepting the way it is, and they will live that way. And that's their decision, that's their choice, and there's nothing you can do about it. So taking on their issues on an emotional level doesn't help either, because as much as they can't find the resolution to their issue, you won't be able to, because this is a very personal thing. And so when you're taking on other people's stress or perhaps their moods or whatever starts affecting you, it's about noticing what you are experiencing during that time. So for myself, when I was kind of stuck in this. And it was many years I was stuck in this. What I would notice is that I would start getting racing feelings throughout my body. I would go into problem solving mode with the thoughts that would go through my head a million miles a minute. I would offer tons of advice and information, which never really got acknowledged or got glazed over, and it started making me feel worthless. It started making me feel like people weren't listening or didn't value my opinion or advice. And at a certain point, I just realized, like, well, maybe this just isn't the answer for this individual. So what's the point of me exhausting everything that I have within me to try to help them when they don't even really truly help themselves? So after realizing that, after many years of realizing that and realizing that I put myself on the back burner, it was time for me to make some serious changes in the way I operate, the way I interpret people's problems and the stress that they have in their life and issues that they may encounter, and really learn to emotionally detach myself. Not that I don't care, but detach myself so I'm not carrying it on afterwards. And so if you're noticing that you're carrying on people's problems, people's stressors, people's issues, and just, you care and you have their best heart at interest, but sometimes it does require these individuals to help themselves, and there's no way, shape, or form you could do anything about it. Even if you had all the money in the world, it wouldn't change anything. They have to make that choice, just like you would as well. So save your energy where it's more useful. And that means perhaps just being there, showing up, being available for them when they're going through some hard times. And then also being able to step back sometimes and allow people to live within their problems and hopefully one day come to a resolution for their own selves so they can empower themselves as much as you know that you need to empower yourself to get through the things that you're experiencing as well. So consider that. Consider just being able to create that degree of separation when this does happen, and know that it doesn't come from an evil or negative place. It comes from a place of just trying to keep yourself in a comfortable, safe place where you don't start getting dragged into their problems or feeling about their problems in ways where it starts affecting you and your overall life. So finding some balance within yourself to be able to, and the balance and the strength within yourself to be able to be available for people, but also allow that to let go afterwards and really send some good energy. That's all we can do, is send good energy, send positive thoughts, send our love and affection towards this person, and really wish for the best outcome that could happen for them. And of course, if they ever ask for help, you can always consider helping them, but it has to come from them. It can't be forced upon. And that's a lesson that I learned as well through this journey. So I hope you're able to get some value out of that today. I'll see you soon.